Give a great big hand for Jesus and Brother Wayne Marcum as he comes to us for worship. Good to be back with the church family.
Amen.
The Lord's been working on me with some things. The other time, we look around and all these things are happening. We know it belongs to God. People ask me, said, "You still going to church?" I'm like, "Yeah, every opportunity I can." They look at me kind of strange, but you know what? Like I told some of y'all, I don't serve a God that can't take care of me.
Amen.
Amen?
Come on. Amen.
We should be that way. I'm a winner either way. Do I make mistakes? Yes, I do. I make them, but guess what? I know who the advocate is. Because I know if I intentionally sin, there's no sacrifice. I've got to do first works over. I've gone too far to start. I've done went there. I ain't starting all over again. We can have a few problems there. Y'all, it's been in my heart. I talked to Brother JR about it. A few things here, and I got tickled because he was putting that wooden. By the way, I'll be in Haggai. I'm going to read the 8th verse, 1st chapter, 8th verse. You'll follow with me, but I was kidding him over putting that wooden ceiling on the porch out there. Amen. But I thank the Lord for what he does. I thank him for the movement today. When we got up tonight, you could tell somebody was burdened with something. I've been around a while. I've seen it bind up churches, and I've actually, my father and different ones, seen my dad put the old guitar down, him and mommy, and said, "We're going to pray. We're going to sit here and rebuke this thing that's going on." And and when we were playing for Joy, the little girl there, I thought about, the first thing I thought about was to hurt themselves. I thought about that lunatic, that hurt himself all the time. But that thing too, he said, was in there in the cemetery. They said they couldn't even chain him down. Betters wouldn't even hold him. And I thought about that Sperry. And they can get on little children too, I'm telling you. And I prayed to God that we would cast that spirit out, that child. That's a child. It's a spirit that makes it that way. It's not that child. It's not old enough to know what's going on. This is a spirit taking advantage of a child. And it may be passed on. I'm telling some people, this is not in here now. I'm telling you got to watch who you're around. Of course, the child has to watch who you're around. Spirits will get on you. Don't you get in the wrong place.
That's right.
Don't tell you. I'm telling you, pick up something you don't want. Stay out of the hellholes of the world. I'm telling you, what you're going to get into.
Come on.
And I mean, tell you, I've learned that.
That's it.
But this is first is Haggai. I want to read this. One verse for right now, and I have a few more, but you can say it after this. It said, "Go up to the mountain and bring wood, and build a house, and I will take pleasure in it, and I will glorify it, saith the Lord." You can be seated. Build the house if you don't put a title on it. That's what the Lord gave me. This right there, and it's real simple. Build the house. And you can remember back in the times there. And we know today our salvation and the foundation is built upon. It's built upon the apostles and the prophets and Jesus Christ being the chief cornerstone. We know that today, and that's what leads us into all righteousness is the comfort they sit back in their time now. But back in the old Bible, it was given through the priests and messengers, prophets. And we also know that Haggai was a prophet, but he was one of the minor prophets. He wasn't like Paul or some of the rest of them. But he was there, and God sent him for a reason. He said, "Build a house. Go up there in that mountain and gather wood." Well, they built the temple. They started on the house, but they just got the foundation laid. And after they got it laid, they thought, well, you know what? This is not all that big, and it's not extravagant, and it's not like Solomon's temple. It don't have a big chandelier, and it's so small. So the people got sidetracked. Boy, you're going to know where I'm going with this. The people got sidetracked, Brother Larry. And guess what? They said, well, we'll build our homes, and we'll work on that. And they did. That's what they done. They went out, and they started taking pleasure in their own self, in their own monetary things. And they didn't worry about God's house. What did he say? If you build a house, he said, what? I'll take pleasure in that house. I'm going to bless that house. Amen. And that's what he said. But they got sidetracked with the things of the world, and it wasn't built. You know, the vines growed up. The weeds growed up. It was almost completely covered. You couldn't hardly even see it. But it was just that way. But you know what? God told Haggai, he said, these people here, and I'm going to read this here. I'm going to go over here to 2. It's on chapter 2. It says, thus speaks the Lord of hosts, saying, this people say the time is not come, and a time that the Lord's house should be built. Oh, then here comes a prophet. Oh, well, that's what they're saying today. It's not that important today that the house needs to be built. We can go and do the things that we want to do. It's not about, we always got later and time later to do it. But guess what? You're going to need your children saved. You're going to need your grandbabies and your neighbors saved. You need to start building on that house. Why? Because it's on a solid foundation. But if you're doing these things, that foundation is shaky. You're building on some other. It's not on God's house. It's some other foundation that where turmoil and all these things and destruction comes up on. And we cry, what have I done wrong? I do this and I do that. It don't pay for us to have money.
Come on.
Wouldn't me? Lots of money. Why? If I had a Cadillac, I'd go into Lincoln. If I had a 20-acre farm, I'd want 40 acres. And that's what basically happened back in. I mean, not the farms, I'm saying this. But what I'm telling you is this. It was things of the world. They forgot about God. Because after all, guess what? Them old houses that you bought, extra that you can't keep up on, you got to do a little work on them. Where's that keeps you? Keeps you out of the house of God. What happened to that Lincoln? Well, in order for the price to stay up on it, maybe even an antique you got to know, you're going to have to rethink that. That kept you out of the house of God again. The devil will give you every little toy in the world if he can keep you out of the house of God. Oh, but if you're building on that firm foundation, whose cornerstone is Jesus. Anybody know him tonight? You already know him. He's the chief cornerstone of my life. He's the one that rests down and with his blood lifted me up out of a world of sin. Way down that car, he made him pick me up. Amen. That's what he did.
Yes.
Boy, they didn't want the house built. They had all kinds of excuses. We'll work on ours. It's not near as glamorous and extravagant as Solomon's was. Don't have big chandeliers and all these porches. It's not that big. Let me tell you something other. We're in the house of God here tonight. I'm talking about, you got to think this personally. I know, come out, tell you who it is. We got a house here. We got a temple here. And this is really what it's telling you about. It's not only it's a flash thing that's running the temple. It's the things that's coming in here and where you should be consecrated. You're letting things crack in. Things sneak in. It's not right. The church was bounded up tonight because of problems people had. It wasn't that they're mean people. The devil don't care who you are. If he trip you up, he's going to trip you up. I don't care if you're the governor or the president. A lot of them today has been preachers for years. You can see them. I know a lot of them years ago that got up used to be, and anybody ever hear of Oral Roberts? He was a great man when he started out young. And I'm not talking about him, I'm telling you the truth. He was a great man. I was a young man. He laid hands all day with people, got healed, filled with the Holy Ghost. But after a while, he got exalted in himself. That's the thing, and you can do it too. Don't tell me you can be a lay person. It don't take a preacher, minister, evangelist. Anybody can do it. Devil's got to get whoever he can. He ain't going to bother the drunkard out here. He's going to give him another beer. He's not going to bother him, but it's up to the house of God and the praying saints to pray the anointing upon them.
Yes.
Come on. Right. Come on. When we do that, what are we doing? We're building a house. Ain't we, Brother Hunter?
Yes.
We're building a house. That's what happened. See, I had a few problems I just told you about. Got angry and got whooped over it. Why? Because I let somebody open the door to my house. I let him peep in a little bit. And that's all it takes. Don't let him get a foothold on you. I'm telling you today. Not only for Brother Marcum, but for you. He's out to seek and destroy.
That's right.
To and fro to devour. And glory lie. That's what he's like.
Yes.
He's going to do it to you. That's what happened to them. They went out, they left, they quit building on the building. They went out, they didn't have a place to worship. But you don't have to have 15,000 membership like what Joel Osteen. Amen. He said, if you'll build a house, it's called by my name. I'm going to tell you, it works on both houses. It works on this one and it works on this one. There's both of them today that God works on. He said, those that's called by my name, if they will seek my face, we know what it is, but they don't know more. They seek the things of the world. They don't pray either no more. Because you can't pray unless you're a saved condition. You can pray all you want. The Bible says in 9:31 of John, he does not hear a sinner's prayer. And me and a brother kind of discussed that. He said he hears all prayers. I said, well, he maybe does, but he sure don't answer them. The one that he answers is with a contrite and broken heart. He just every old drunk on Facebook's praying for somebody. If he ain't on there that got cancer, he'll even shed a tear on there. My heart just bleeds for them. But he don't have nothing to cure you with. He don't have a ticket to the throne. He don't have a pathway. Why? Because his house is not of God. His house was put out here in the street somewhere, up along the sidewalks and places. You're out here in the hellholes of the world where it's at. I know that sounds bold. That's just the way it is. I'll have to tell you the plain. Walk in him. Walk in him. If you don't, you're going to have something to stand. This is a temple of God. He built this temple. But they still moaned and groaned. Why did they pass it by? Because it wasn't as big. Why isn't the church full here today? Let me tell you something other. And we had some black flashing lights, and this is about 3 times the size. And we had some chandeliers in here and some fancy material stuff around about out here, and not talk about Jesus, and not talk about holiness, which is modesty, and the things that go along with it. And we played church like Joyce Myers. It would be run over, and you'd be right there with Joel Osteen. But we're not about that. Jesus said he was a cornerstone. He said through the apostles and through the prophets, he gives a path. Well, we have no excuse from Genesis to Revelation. He don't break his promises.
Amen.
Whatever you do, he promised that. He breathed the same breath in me as he did Adam. Them old dry bones. What tell Ezekiel? Call the poor winds. Oh, he breathed into them. Amen. That was talking about children of Israel died. They had died completely out. It wasn't just old bones and fleshly, It wasn't that. They had dried up on God. You could be a dead man walking in his flesh and still breathe and have sight and ears and have all your extremities are too, your arms, all these things. You can have all those things. And that's what there was back then, but they used it for the wrong reasons. What kept telling us to build a house? Listen to what they were doing here. This is down here on, they said, well, it's not time. Then came the word, then came the word of the Lord by Haggai the prophet saying, is it time for you, O ye, to dwell in your sealed houses, and this house lie waste? That hurts. What was he talking about? He was talking about our fleshly life. We going out here and playing with the things of the world, the toys of the world, rather than building. Where you build? By being in this house. By being with Jesus people. By filling the seat here and giving what you got. You know what? You can sit back here. You don't have to be a guitar player. You don't have to be a great singer. Matter of fact, you don't even have to utter a word like Tracy back here. You don't have to utter a word, but you can clap your hands. You can raise them up. And when she gets prayed for, you can see her side a little bit and close them hands. She can feel the Holy Ghost and nobody has to explain it to her. Why? Because you know what? She's in the house. But not only is she in the house, she's part of the house. In order to be part of the house, you've got to be anchored in the rock. And the rock is Jesus. I like that the rock is Jesus. Not just a chip off of it. You're in the rock. You're part of it. You remember old Lucifer when they had the great war and he was casted out of hell? What was wrong with him? Oh, he wanted to be the authority. He offered Jesus everything. He wanted to take over. A third of his angels went with him. But you know what? There's no glory for Lucifer in heaven. There's no glory for Lucifer in heaven. Ain't no glory in Lucifer for heaven. And he was casted down. He did not die for the people. But God did. And guess what? Why is he after you? Oh, Jesus said, my people. I'm going to put this in there. I'm going to paraphrase this a little bit. He was called by my name.
Yeah.
They can sit with me in my throne. He can't touch it. Don't pray for him up there. Do you hear that? Oh, he's out to destroy you. He's seeking to devour you and your family. Oh, he'll kill lies over you. He'll get you an off semester over your children. The grandbabies won't even treat you right. Oh, you'll thought, Lord, what did I do? I tried to raise the best I can. But you know, some things are just life. I'll tell you what, a good switch takes care of that. If the grown boys, Dad used to say, the belt and right hand will take care of all those things. And I was raised out of that. But I want you to know, I don't regret a bit of it. I was blessed. A lot of people didn't have the blessings that I had. When I laid, it took me a long time in the house. I could hear Daddy pray. When I'd have an earache, Mommy come in and said, Lady, is your ear hurting? She'd hear me crying when I was 8 or 9 years old. Used to have my lot. And back then, we couldn't afford a doctor. We didn't have no way. You just had trust in God. We didn't have Medicaid care like I do now. We didn't have those things. But guess what we had? And I think that has a lot to do with your walk. Oh, I know it does. Because when you have to depend on Jesus for your next meal, when you have to depend on Him for your healing, oh, you can walk still playing with pride because you know your Redeemer lives. He's not only a Redeemer, He's the one that you can trust in time of need. Time of sickness and health. He's my God. He's your God. You need to build a house. Amen. And Mom would tell them. Mom would come in and she'd start praying. Start praying. Before the crowd was open, I'd be asleep. Wake up the next morning, wouldn't even think about it. Wayne's how his ear. Mommy, hey, Mom, I fell asleep. She turned and she said, thank you, Jesus. Let me tell you a little bit. Daddy had to go to work in Cleveland. My dad had tuberculosis and everything. He got healed of it. A man named Theo Jones, I've told this many times, I'll make it short with this. I didn't know I was going to tell this. But you need to know, I don't care what your circumstances are. God's bigger. When you look at the devil and there's no hope, oh yes there is. God's bigger. He's a now God. He's on time God. When my foot would hurt me, He was on time. Mine or the pastor's got to throw them both. Well, yeah, and I'll take either. Because the pain was killing me. And he lived. I ain't choosy. Amen. I'm telling you something other. But they told Dad, said, you're going to die. At 99 pounds, Dad was about 5'11", almost 6 foot. When he left out of Beckley Sanatory, he was there for 5 years. He was in the Baptist church. He started out in and went up to a deacon. They didn't even want to know anything about him. But he started reading who Jesus was and started growing. And he walked out of the hospital. They didn't turn him loose. He walked out his own. They told him, he said, listen, I'm going home to my baby, my wife. I was the only one born at the time. I'm the oldest. He came home. Went to a man named Theo Jones. They said tent revival. A guy stopped by. Dad's going to cut his hair. Told me his tent revival. A man named Theo Jones over in Logan. Had tent revival. And Dad said, I didn't know a whole lot of Bible because he belonged to the Baptist. He listened to them. He was deacon. He didn't follow it much. And he said, I didn't know what to do, and I got to pray. It means to get together His name, He'd be in the midst, you know. And he said, you have not because you ask not. And he said, when they was praying for all this big line, he had a big line there, been years ago. And he said, some of them would shout. And they said, that one got healed. You know you're being judged all the time. Well, you know or not, you're being judged, especially by the world. Amen. Well, Dad went up there, and he said, I prayed every time I got up there, I was already praying. He said, I felt like electricity on top of it, sold my feet. He said, I couldn't eat. He threw up blood. He lay on a big rock and picked me up behind the house up there. We lived right there over the bridge a few years ago when I was little. Mommy had a boat. She'd go across the river there to get lots of cold coming and keep us warm. The boat had a hole in it like that. She'd pile rocks in the back of it so it wouldn't sink. She'd get cold. Well, Daddy wasn't able. When I was just little, I couldn't remember. This is a story grandmother and all the family down generation told me. But he came back down and he said, Betty, fix me some beans and taters. She said, no. My dad's name was Elsie. It will kill you. He said, he hadn't had an appetite in 5 years. I left that out. He hadn't had an appetite. 99 pounds. He said, no, you fix it. She fixed it. He ate all of it. He ended up 205 pounds, I think it was. He went back to the sanatorium. Old Doc White looked at him, didn't know him. Pulled up his record, his x-ray. Said, Brother Marcum, you look like a ball player. And Dad started explaining to him. He said, you don't have to explain that to me. He said, son, you had a miracle. He said, people will call you a religious fanatic if they knew that. You know, around the hospital here. He said, but you had a miracle. You should have been a dead man. He said, what'd you see? He said, I see a little tiny scar. He said, about 2 inches long. He had a hole in his lung big as your fist if you stick it in the dime. back then. But God delivered him, started bringing him up. So see, Wayne has no excuse. Even though I didn't get saved in 2002, I was hard-headed and I run. But I was raised in a Christian home where they laid hands on. Daddy was supposed to have a heart. We worked in Cleveland, had heart trouble. I got ahead of myself. But I get excited about the Lord. You know, you need to have, well, I'll get on something else, I'm off the word. But I'm going to tell you something other. You remember the children of Israel, 20 and down, or 20 and up didn't make it out there, too. Caleb and Joshua. But the younger came up, and when they crossed the river, when the river was rolled back and they crossed, none of them really remembered later in years as children were born. You know that? They didn't know about it. They hadn't heard from mommies and daddies how the cloud, you know, during the day, you know, the far at night. They didn't know none of these things today. I guess that's read I tell y'all about this story, what happened to Daddy. You need to tell your children about miracles. When you sit around to dinner, this is not orchestrated, it ain't part one's own. But the Lord gives you. When you run the dinner table, when you're sitting in your car for whatever reason at the grocery store, tell your children about what Jesus has done to you. See, nobody had the testimony no more. They won't tell because they're ashamed to be made fun of. Well, here's one that's not. I'll probably look you in the eye and say, if you want life and you want more abundantly, you better fall at the foot of the cross. You better get yourself a message of God that you can be transformed from this place into the body bed and be filled with the Holy Ghost, because without it you won't make it.
That's right. Amen.
Amen.
Bob said shorten the days for the Christian's sake. I think as a very elect. He said he hadn't shortened it to be that day. He shortened it for them. Well, it's kind of obvious he's not going to shorten it for the devil. But he's going to shorten it for his people. Times are going to get tough. We've seen this stuff happen now. We see this plague going all over. We see the giant hornets. We see all the stupidity in Congress and insanity that's going on. We see this world's messed up. 1 wants God in and 3 wants him kicked out. They've done it on everything. And you know what it is? It reflects the churches. I'm telling you, it reflects the churches. I'm not picking on everybody. If you don't know who Jesus is, you're in trouble. You know, you can get saved, but don't stop. There are higher heights. You want to seek that mark of the high calling, don't you? You want your children saved, don't you? Yes. You want to walk around with the Holy Ghost in you that can deliver when sickness comes up on them. You can tell them about it. I tell that boy of mine, you need to seek God. That's what he tells you. Seek him first and his righteousness. He didn't say play with the world, do whatever you want to do, and whenever you have a problem, call on me and I'll take care of you. No. Ask old Brother David. That's all right, I'm off track, but God gave it to me. Brother David, when he seen Bathsheba nude up on that porch or whatever, let me tell you, you can get in trouble.
That's right.
You know, God loved him. David was a man after God's own heart. That's what he said he was. But he got in trouble. He had to pay for it with his son. But you know what David did? He stepped back in line. Because he knew who God was. I'll see your son one day, but I'm going to do things the right way. Don't you follow man. Get into God's word. That's what happened back then when Haggai's time. He said, you have so much. He said, you have so much of great and little. You eat, but you have not enough. You drink, but ye are not filled with drink. You clothe ye, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes.
Yeah.
Boy, was they ever prompted when they were working on their houses. Didn't amount to nothing, did he? That's what he's talking about. He's talking about this flesh, man. We don't have time to play church and run around after other things. We're building a what? We're building a house. We're building a house of God. God will not dwell in an unclean temple. So he said, this won't dwell. So can we maybe say, yes, we do. We make it. But you got to have it with the Father. But you need to be made up. If you can make them go, that's all right, I got 3 left. Don't work that way. Amen. You got to get in front of God. But Haggai told him, look up, said, you build this house. He said, he'd come. He said, go up to the mountain. That's why he told him hey, bring that wood. You know, the thing of it is, when God left, when he told them to straighten it up, they started building the house. They went ahead and got their life in order. They built a house. I had to research and look at it. You know when they got started back on after that foundation was? When Haggai got to talk to Zerubbabel, who after that was God's servant, started working for God, what happened? 27 days it was finished. Oh no, it was not like Solomon's temple, but the house of God. He turned around, he said, this is where I can wash you. This is the same here. And I'm not saying do an upkeep on a place, but it don't have to be extravagant. You don't have to have crystal chandeliers, but you do have to have holiness in God and the holiness down in your heart. You got to have Him as your personal Savior today.
Right.
You can't serve none other because He is the one. If you let Him guide you, He'll guide you in all truth. If you made a mistake, you kind of done it over top of Him. When you drag your feet every now and then, let me tell you something. You know how many times I've been tired and I didn't want to come to church, and I didn't come. Not recently. I call it growing pains. But I finally got out of the high chair. And I can't tell Dad that's an excuse, or Mommy, or anybody else. And God, I can't. I had to get out of the high chair when I felt bad. And when I got to church, guess what? The energy came back. The singing came back. The rejuvenation in my whole body came back. And I had a blessing when I went home. I was telling my children, called my sister, tell them what a Holy Ghost meeting we had. We've had a few of them. Probably more than a lot of people would think. But I'm going to tell you something other. It takes a house that is what? Is turned over to God. You got to give it all to Him. Yes. You can't pull back an arm. You can't pull back one of your limbs. And you got to give it all. Every bit of you belongs to Him.
Amen. Right.
I know some people say, well, he don't know the members. I know we're all members in one body. And we all have a work. There's no big eyes and little U's. Because you sit in the back, you don't sing, you don't play some kind of music, but be blessed that God has sent them here. We don't do this for pride. We do this to lift up the name of the name. I don't do this for pride. What I give, God give. I ain't smart enough to learn it off a book. You couldn't teach me the chord of what God gave me. And Dad broke down on no tater sack. That's all I know, but I thank God for it. And I use it for Him. Why? Because I had a belt one time. He learned me what playing the right thing was. I knew what it was. But it's about Jesus. But you don't know Him until you give it all to Him. You know, God don't want just 25% of you. He wants you to give it up 75%. And I know we have growing pains. I'm not picking on anybody. When you get saved, I'm telling you, I tell a lot of people they're on milk. And I said they stay on it so long they become milk intolerant and it kills them. Because when people look around, oh no, if we feed them a little bit of meat, they won't come back. Let me tell you something other. Meat will not kill you, but I know what people think, but you got to raise. In order to grow in church, you got to be here.
That's right.
In order to grow in church, you've got to have a preacher. Amen. Now, if you go to some of these other churches around here, and you've been in there a good while, then you come into good old Jesus church, and they start telling you that you got an outside confession by inside possession, then you may get aggravated about things. When you start breaking it down to P's and Q's, it's saying this inside man will reflect on the outside. It's not the outside reflect the inside, because Joyce Myers is a prime suspect of that. She can look holy when she wants to, but that don't mean you're holy. You got to walk and talk and speak it. You got to read it. Sing about Him. He's worthy today. I don't care if you can't sing it to Him. You need to sing about God. Whether you're out doing your work on a workplace, when you run into somebody down Walmart, wherever you may be like Haggai. Keep building this house. Oh, I build it all the time. Did I make a mistake? Oh yeah. I can fall back a step. I'm going for God to pick me up and move me 3 higher. Why? Because on that next third step is knowledge and wisdom not to do it again. How do you get to be an expert? Through trial and error. Don't give up because you make mistakes.
Amen.
Don't give up. We're human. We're still in this flesh. We're going to stumble. But realize it and get back on the throne with Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus.
He said, you know my people call by my name. Amen? Call by my name. Not everybody's called by you. You mean called if you're chosen. Those down the street down there worry about driving the Cadillacs, worrying about having big church pews, big fancy stuff. I'm not against the church pew, but after a while it tells on them. Because you're not going to have many people in the house of God against money like that. True Christians, it's hard to have a whole pocketbook and serve God. How'd you get it? Did you do overtime one night when church was there, but the overtime was worth more to you than going to the house of God? That even happens to poor people too, or those that don't have as much. But that's what happened here. They're monetary things. They wanted to build fancy things of their own house. They wanted to have time. You know what? You need to make time for God. The necessity, I understand. But if it's a pretty detail that you need, don't miss church over it. If it's a little thing you need, don't miss church over it. If your family comes in and drove in from Ohio, and I have done this, when they come in from Ohio and they throw church night, guess what? I go to church. Y'all going to church? Well, we didn't know you was church night. Well, you didn't ask me either, but I'm going to church. And that's what you got to do. You can have reasons, but not excuses. I went through it. I got out of the high church one day. I even sat back when I had a pacifier. A lot of times preachers stick a plug in your mouth. Just be quiet and go along with it. You'll be all right, son. You'll be okay. And they never grow. And when God's man walks in the house and starts preaching about the Holy Ghost, and then lead you into all things, it will clean you up inside and out. Then they're offended. You won't sin no more. But guess what? It's not on you. You're told the truth. You're going to give it deep for things you've done in this body. Amen. Amen. I think over the New Testament, the Bible says a man's work's going to be tried by fire. They do that right here. That's what Haggai did. He confessed Jerubbaal too. That's what it's about. You're going to be tried by fire. There's nothing doesn't secret. God knows it all. I remember 3 Hebrew boys were tried by fire. A lot of that Bible day, but they stood. Don't stand for prayer. I want to go where God's people will hold those works. I want to know. You know when the Spirit is bound up, you may not, you won't know if you ain't got the Holy Ghost. Boy, y'all quiet. You won't know if you ain't got the Holy Ghost. It's just another service. You may not understand what the pastor's saying when it says bound up. I can't grow up. Hey, we've all been through it. Over cigarettes or something else, we've all been through it. We were still in a high church time. Yeah. Finally, we got out and got in a walker. Got getting out to church. Around people that was God sent. Not educated folk. I'm sick of that. No, you said if you educated people. These educated preachers tell you, well, you know, you can serve your God if you want to, but really you have no basis for it. Well, evidently they never felt the Holy Ghost. They need to be in a holiness church someplace. They need to be shook a time or two. Yes. That's what's wrong with them. That's what the world is. The world says it's okay to do what you want to do. But when your kid gets sick, you better have that house that's built on a firm foundation.
Amen.
The chief cornerstone is Jesus. Because if you're not on it, that prayer's going nowhere.
Amen.
God's not going to do something for you, and you just turn away. He knows all. He knows you are. He knows where you're at. You think He's going to do something for you doing tomorrow? You're going to bring and murder somebody? No. Beat somebody up, do something completely simple? Why? Why? Why would He? It hurts the church. Who's the church? We're talking about the building. Us. I went through things, I know. You got to get after it. And how you do it is on your knees. You got to have a humble heart and forgiving heart. You got to get on. You got to be whooped and shed a few tears. I'm a crybaby. I've heard I cry. When I pray, I cry. A lot of times when I sing, I cry.
Thank you, Jesus.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Brother J.R., there's a lot. It's humility. There's something about that. You got an attribute like that. There's something about that. That tells a whole lot about the person. You can talk to somebody like that. You can lift somebody up like that. They can help you like that. But Haggai, I'm going to get back to that. We'll close here in a minute. But Haggai was trying to tell them, all these things have come up on because you're worried about your personal belongings, your house, and the things. Vanity. Things are going to pass away. Amen. You know, that boy might live in Mom and Dad's old home place somewhere. And I tried to hang on to that old home for as long as I could. Me and Mom and everything in the world. Family wanted to sell it off. Now I hung on to it, and we helped pay done what we could. I was working then to get the home place off my sibling. And we did. But you know, I don't want to see it torn out. It's him. You don't keep going up like I do or clean around like I do. But you know, the most important thing happened with that old house that I realized. Mom and Dad's not there. That's just a house. You can work on these other things, beautify it up, but you're going to go on. Somebody else comes, you say you believe family, that's fine, that's a good thing. But I understand. You know, in the world, it's not your car, it's not what you got, it's y'all. This is what's most important to me. Yes. Every one of you. Every one of you. Love each and every one of you. I thank God for you. When you see somebody on the street, out the grocery store, you get a tire, you get a Segway, I say this a lot. Tell them about the church here. Tell them you can go and you can work here. You can be blessed. And you can be lifted up. The Lord said, if you lift me up, I'll draw all men unto me. Amen. But we got to do it. We got to get mouth service. We got to sit down and just talk. Preaching's not jumping and running all the time. No, I'm not knocking that. But sometimes you got to sit down and just talk to people. What I'm talking about, they're back there in the high chair. I'm talking about young people come in, and everybody's protected. If God gives you a word, you've got to spell it. They may be somebody's been in your church for 7 years and need to hear it. It may offend that one back there, but they're sincere, it will not offend you. The Bible says that word won't offend you. This is life in this world.
Come on.
Amen. This is life in this world. Y'all pray for me. Pray that I don't have nights like I had when I got aggravated at Marcum. I can't stand a few more whippers like that, I'm telling you. It grieved me to death, but I'm glad God did. He said, chastise those he loved. If he don't know you, can't chastise you. If you love the world, who's your daddy? That's it. You either serve God or you serve the devil. One or the other. And hell is still hot. People don't preach it no more. Hell is still there. The flame is not quenched to where I ain't died yet. It's still there. Things are still going on. I don't want nobody chewing on me. I'm not going that way. Everything in me, I'm trying to do. But I thank God for the opportunity to get to minister here, get to talk about Jesus. He's still a way maker. He's an on-time God. He's a now God. People think, well, maybe it'll happen tomorrow. We've got to be patient. But if we can live in this life, this body, this flesh body, we turn around and give it to Jesus. Got to give it to Jesus. And yeah, I won't do it just to make a promise. I used to, and I'm not going to beat anybody up. I don't do it. This is life. Lord, give it to me, so don't be offended. So, when I came to Hamilton Creek, I believe in wearing the dresses. I believe in modesty the right way, but I always wore short sleeves. And I walked around in my yard, and he had condemned me. And I heard Brother Larry talk about it, and they are, well, quite a few in the church said they done it because they felt covered up. They felt it's the right thing to do. And I was pondering that. You'll remember it. And I was pondering that. Lord, I thought I'd done pretty good. Sometimes things sneak up on you. You don't see, but God will reveal it to you. If you're stepping in the wrong track, God's going to reveal it to you. He's not going to let you stand there, get your shoes dirty. He's going to move you. But anyhow, what's church one night Hamilton? Brother Hunter got up. He stood up on the left-hand side, if I remember correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. He got up and he said, let me tell you, long sleeves are right. And I've been so condemned over this. I've been fighting this thing. I know it doesn't seem like much. But he said, long sleeves are right. And I thought, well, summertime it's all rough. And then Larry would get up and go, people think I'm crazy, but I work out in the sun and everything else in long sleeves. And all of it was telling me what I needed to do. But the flash was saying, that don't mean nothing. The Bible says if something's bothering you, and I'm going to paraphrase it, make it real simple. If something's bothering you, you need to correct it because it's a sin unto you. It's a sin unto you. But it took Brother Hunter, it took preaching to help that along because they didn't know. I didn't tell them, afterwards I did, but it changed everything about me. I get it from my family to this day. And I tell them, you know what? I'm a godly man. I don't know if it is or not, but I'm taking no chances. And I ain't going to. If you don't understand something and you think it's wrong, don't do it. That's a way to stay out of it. If you're not clear about something or other and it's a little bit foggy, get away from it. Start praying. So, Lord, should I do this or do that? You can be wrong. Being wrong don't mean you give up on God. We're still alive. We make mistakes. But you don't make the same one over and over because there's no sin, no sacrifice for that. You got to do it over. But remember me, and I appreciate each and every one of you tonight. Appreciate the service. Pastor Larry, the church, all of you guys. Appreciate all of you.
Hallelujah. They come and sing. I say the altar's open, give somebody an opportunity to come and work on your house. It's an opportunity to work on your house. There's a time and a place in